Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of Half Hour of Bullshit.
Half Hour Bullshit.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Josh.
And honestly, we love doing TPS talk so much, but unfortunately, our schedules just kind of threw everything out the window. But we still have this little half hour we can try to produce. So
half hour of bullshit.
Entire half hour of bullshit. And so we decide, you know what? Once a month, we'll hit you up with a little podcast, a little ditty here.
With a half hour of bullshit.
And just the entire bullshit. But basically, if you remember TPS Talk, same thing. Like, pretty much the same thing. So let's get into it. Let's not drag this out anymore than we have to. I love the earring, by the way.
Thanks,
with the hair and the jacket, you have like this Jason Patrick from Lost Boys kind of vibe going on.
That's what I'm going for.
That's what I knew you was going for.
I'm trying to be the Lost Boys. I want to be the Lost Boys. I've always wanted to be. Yeah. Full statement. I want to be the Lost Boys.
You nailed it.
That movie is my aesthetic.
I will. I'll be the sax man. I just want to do the sax.
My gosh.
So, anyways, we'll get started. Let's talk about some upcoming horror movies. Let me ask you a question. You pretty pumped about this upcoming batch? You've seen 4 of the trailers. You know what's coming up. So, what's
I am pretty excited. Not overly. Not overly excited. I think they will be good, but
I feel like,
and I'll enjoy them at least.
I feel like half of them I'm super pumped for, and then it'll be the one of them's like okay, and then the other one I'm just kind of like fuck that movie completely. But we'll get to it. Let's talk about the first one on the docket. It comes out this weekend, called Benny Loves You.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a guy who's trying to get his shit together, and he's an adult who just his life's kind of come to a halt. He losing his job, the house is in foreclosure. And it's time to put away those childish things and fucking grow up. And so he throws out all the childish things, including his little stuffed animal, Benny, who's kind of like a cross between fucking Elmo and, I guess, Ted. I don't know. And so he goes to throw it away. But Benny comes back with a fucking knife. Jesus Christ. So, Josh, I'll let you kick this one off first. What'd you think about Benny Loves You? And how excited are you for this movie?
I'm visually interested. It looks pretty solid. It looks like there's enough budget behind it. Looks like they have a good vision for a product and maybe a film. To me, it kind of... What was the... it kind of looks a little bit like maybe Insidious 1-y.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Just like visually, just a little bit, and maybe mixed with maybe just a little bit of Annabelle. Like the first one, just visually.
Oh, wow.
Just visually, because it's kind of... I feel like it's kind of grayed out.
Yeah.
With just that really sharp red on Benny. But I this is one of the trailers that I stopped midway because I was like, well, I don't really want to see...
I don't want
to see anything that happens after introducing the idea of putting
You don't want this
away.
to get like Terminator Salvation, where
Yeah.
we reveal right off the bat that character is actually a cyborg. And I'm thinking, okay, that's probably going to happen in the first 10 minutes. It's like, no, that's literally a twist in the movie. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, they build up, the music is dramatic, and they're like, you are actually a cyborg. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, we knew this. We literally knew this fucking months ago when this trailer dropped. So, so fair enough. I think it's funny you say about the visual, because to me, it looks like this every indie movie that's dropped.
Yeah.
It does kind of have that Cedar Rapids...
It's kind of dark because it's cheap.
Yeah, and our boys, the Duplass brothers, those like their kind of production is what it looks like to me. It reminds me very much of the mumblecore, gore type of vibe. Visually, now granted, those movies don't have fucking CGI puppets killing everything, but still, yeah. And I don't know how much CGI is actually in this. It looks like it's actually pretty practical, or if it is CGI, it looks good. I'm not trying to shit talk that. This is the kind of movie... Like, I don't know. I feel like if TPS did this movie, I'd be so proud of it. I'd be like, this is so wacky and weird and crazy. And I feel like this is the kind of movie that I keep saying, like, man, I wish they'd make movies that didn't take themselves too seriously. I want a movie that just, fuck it. It's a stuffed animal that goes on a killing spree. And now that's presented to me, I'm just kind of like,
Maybe.
I mean, it's one of those things where if I cross paths with it, I'll check it out.
I think it's going to be better than...
The trailer let on?
Well, not than the trailer let on, because it's probably about as good as it is. But I think it's going to be better than not Five Nights at Freddy's. That's coming out eventually.
Yeah.
But
Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland.
Is it Willy or Wally? I thought it was Wally. Is it Willy?
Whatever it is.
Oh God!
Nick Cage's movie. Nick Cage's movie that he barely does anything in.
Oh man, Nick
Did you
Cage
watch
is
it
Wonderland.
yet?
I haven't seen it yet. My bootleg site won't let me have it. So
It's pretty good. It's pretty okay. It's pretty good.
I just remember that was his whole thing. Was just like he just keeps reiterating, "It's okay." Like it's pretty fun. It's okay. Nick Cage pretty good in it. He's okay. It's just you. The entire time I'm trying to get anything out of you.
There's
like,
better
okay.
Nick Cage movies.
I'm
And
sure
there's
there
better
is.
movies.
I feel like now I know you're more of a Nick Cage fan than I am. So with me, when I go into a Nick Cage movie, my expectations are always low, anyways, unless the premise is ridiculous, and I feel like this is a ridiculous premise. So I'm ready for Nick. But you said Nick Cage don't really Nick Cage out.
It never really delivers on a Nick Cage moment.
Fighting.
Like full Nick Cage moment.
Especially with Nick Cage
Nick
fighting
Cage.
animatronic, that should be just top
Like
notch.
he's doing it, but it's like he's more of a straight man.
Fair enough.
He's never like, Wah! and for me that's the Nick.
You want
I want to see just the edge of it.
You don't want over top Nick Cage. You just want
Just
him
the edge.
just the edge.
I just want to see just a little bit of that sprinkled in the movie. I think you have to have a really, well, I mean, it's fine. That's the way they wanted to do the story.
That's fair.
I just wanted to see.
You want to see more.
Yeah.
You want unhinged Nick Cage.
I think they
unfiltered.
had Nick Cage one day, and I think they kind of make it. I think that's the joke about changing the shirt. Like, well, you'll see it.
Yeah.
But it's like there's some maybe jokes about how it's like, well, change the wardrobe, different day. But
See,
I think maybe they had him for like a day.
Well, I'll say it feels like Chloe must have been on there a little bit longer than that, possibly. But
No,
I've
it was
seen,
a day.
I've seen.
Watch it.
We watch a lot of Danny Trejo movies, and don't get me wrong, I fucking love me some Danny Trejo, but that dude will do anything. Like you just give him a paycheck, he'll show up. And a lot of these movies that have like Danny Trejo plastered on the cover, he's in it for like 10 minutes, right? Like seriously, it's just like Danny Trejo in Voodoo Possession, and it's like, all right, cool. And then it's like, no, he's literally in it for a scene. But it's the same thing. It's like it was shot like it looked like it was shot kind of garage somewhere, and I'm just like, if these assholes can get him, I'm sure TPS could probably score Danny Trejo for a day. I mean,
Hopefully.
So
I'd love to get Nick Cage.
I'll tell you what, if we can get Nick Cage, that's your project. I will literally be like, you write it, you direct it, Nick Cage.
Nick Cage would be my dad.
That's it. I'm sure he would.
That would be the project.
I wouldn't
He'd
even
be my dad, and he'd be the main character.
I won't even step in the way on that one. But you know what? No, this is what Josh wanted. Let's do this.
It'd be
here.
like American Beauty meets American Psycho meets
American History X.
a Jodorowsky film.
I still need to watch him.
You haven't seen any Jodorowsky
I haven't.
yet?
I really haven't. I got a kid now. It's like forget movies anymore. It's May. And I have only seen 3 2021 releases.
Yeah, but Jodorowsky's old, man.
I know.
And he's like really, really good.
I know.
Really good.
Every director I love sucks him off, and I'm the only one who's just like, I haven't watched him yet. I'm getting around to him. That's
kind of insane.
Yeah, I'm going to get around to it.
It's a huge hole in...
Believe me, I can't wait to have the conversations with you as soon as I watch it. Like, that's what it's all for. Like, at this point, it's not even to better my film knowledge or to open my mind to... No, it's just like, I just want to talk to Josh about this. I feel the same way like when you started watching David Lynch. I was like, fuck yes, now we can have a Lynch conversation. So, anyways, Benny Loves You. I'm on the fence. I will check it out. It's just something I'm not going to go out of my way for. So,
yeah, same. So
up next, we got Spiral. We got fucking Spiral. Another killer doing jigsaw type crimes, or are they crimes? Depends on your point of view, I guess. Either way, we got a new set of killings inspired by Jigsaw. This is a sequel / reboot of the Saw franchise. I'll kickstart on this one. I fucking love this movie. I want to see it so bad. This is one of the films that I was so disappointed got pushed back last year because it's supposed to come out last May, and we were all set to go see it, along with another movie we're going to talk about, today. But I was so pumped to see this movie, and then when it got pushed back, that was the one that hit me the most. Like, everybody else was like, oh, Halloween Kills, or oh no, Quiet Place 2. But I was like, no, for me, Spiral was the movie I was wanting to see. Love the Saw franchise. and the fact that Chris Rock and Sam Jackson are in this, I mean, it's like, you don't really need star power for a Saw film, but it's like, it's nice to have, and I'll fucking take it.
Well, the last time we had it was like Donnie Wahlberg.
Right? Exactly. There you go.
There was an effect. There was an effect. I really like Donnie Wahlberg in that movie.
No, I was gonna say, honestly, if you say something about Donnie Wahlberg, like, you know what? I liked him in Saw.
I liked him in Saw 2.
I like him in Saw 2, and then he gets fat in Saw 4 for some reason, and you're like, dude, Jigsaw's not feeding you cheeseburgers in there. Where the fuck did you pack on this weight? Seriously, watch Saw 2 or 4 again.
I think he's like swollen.
Maybe, and I'll be generous. Maybe. We're actually rewatching. We hadn't got 4 yet, but we were rewatching the Saw series leading up to it. So I just got watching 3, and I just remember like seeing him, and I'm thinking, dude, you were bloated in 4, but. You know what? You said that. I'll keep an eye out for it.
Like, maybe it is just like, I don't know. And he's got a beard.
Yeah. So maybe you're right. Maybe Jigsaw is feeding.
Fatter too.
Maybe Jigsaw's just like, no, but here you. Or I guess
he was that bloated though.
He was like Hoffman, Detective Hoffman. He's just like, here, buddy. I'm not a monster. Eat a fucking cheeseburger. Want a Frosty? You want a Frosty, buddy? Here, go ahead. I'm a Jigsaw. Come on, I feed my prisoners. Anyways,
Hoffman's the worst.
Right. Anyway,
he's so self-righteous.
But how he gets so fucking much movie time? Like they went with him early on,
I don't even like him.
And they run with him to the end. And it's like, I get it. But it's like you think they might like realize they shot themselves in the foot, killing Jigsaw off so early. They're like, fuck.
I don't even think they fully killed him off though. Is the thing because they didn't kill him off at the end of the final chapter.
They did.
No.
Jigsaw? They did the
autopsy. Hoffman.
Oh, Hoffman. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's implied. Yeah, so it's the same thing. He may still be out there getting fat in a cell.
And that's what I'm wondering, is Spiral going to be some sort of sequel to those? Is there going to be some sort of connection? Because I want there to be.
No, I agree. And that's the thing. We talked about this before, obviously, off air. What I love about the Saw franchise so much, especially 1 through 7, is continuity. Don't get me wrong. I will pick most other franchises over this franchise as far as my favorites, but they have shit continuity. I mean, Halloween just rapes continuity, so fuck Halloween right now. But anyways, Saw is perfect from 1 through 7. Now, 8 is still a solid movie, but they left a lot of unanswered questions from 7. And I think the one thing that I want to see is I want to see the cult of Jigsaw. I want to see Carrie Elways come back as Dr. Lawrence Gordon. I want to see what he's doing. The group of cloaked figures behind him. I would love to continue that story, and unfortunately it just seems like they're not wanting to, or they just... And don't get me wrong, I think I like Jigsaw more than most people did, because I think Jigsaw was a solid entry, but at the same time when it was over, I'm just like, well, where's the fucking cult? So I'm going into this one knowing there's probably no cult, and I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'll go... And the thing that really I'm pumped about, too, is Chris Rock is the producer of this, and it's like, really? Like, wouldn't think Chris Rock would be a fan of, like, Saw films. Mm-hmm. But the fact that, like, literally he's like, no, here's money, I'm going to take control. It's like, that is very... I love that someone who clearly has passion and love for the franchise. Not just easy paycheck. Darren Lynn Bousman, who was the director of, like, 2 through 4, he's back directing it. Plus. And once again, I can't say enough. Sam Jackson, Chris Rock. And Chris Rock too. It's like I love when people who are known for like comedic stuff get into horror and they just knock it out of the fucking park. John Krasinski. It's like he's Jim. He's from The Office, and look what happened. Mm-hmm. Jordan Peele, funny guy. He's in that comedy duo on Comedy Central. Guess what? Look what happened. So it's just like it does breed these like great horror masterminds. Yeah. So Spiral.
Last hope for Spiral and last theory is that hopefully. And, like, this is the one time where I'm hoping there's a woman villain behind it all, is that it's the woman it's the girl growing up from Saw 3, the daughter of that would hate the cops at this point because it's the cops that were... Because it was a cop that was inside gaming all of it, so maybe she hates pigs now. Yeah. Hopefully... Yeah. Maybe that's the tie, and if that's it, that's enough. I'm really, really happy. And do you because I want that thread picked up.
I agree because that's the other thing that was left out completely from the rest of the movies too. Was there is a post-credit scene after either 4 or 5 where it just cuts to Amanda going up to the door and telling the little girl, "The man that saves you, do not trust him." I'm paraphrasing, but something like that. And it's like that never comes back,
never,
ever. And I'm thinking the same thing. That's fucking brilliant, Josh. If they do that, I would. I
hope so.
I really do. I hope the cult of Jigsaw picks her up. They don't agree with what Hoffman was doing, so clearly she would join up with them. Yeah. And I think it'd be less of her with a vendetta against cops and more just Hoffman in general. And now she's just like, I see the way the world is now, and she goes off. So no, I agree. That would be fucking brilliant right there.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Who knows?
So I guess up next, movie called The Djinn. or if you want to pronounce it like Djinn, I'm okay with that because then I can say something like fucking Djinn's from up north. I will say something like that. And that's the only joy I'm gonna get out of this next movie. Little deaf boy, apparently he makes a wish to the Djinn, and I'm guessing for his hearing back. I can't imagine he doesn't wish for anything else. Which, by the way, is not even in the trailer. I got this from the IMDb fucking summary, but whatever, trailer. You did a good job being vague as fuck. And now he's trapped in his apartment with the Djinn. For you who don't know what the Djinn is, if you ever saw Wishmaster, he
Or
is
Djinn.
a Djinn. Is there a movie called the Djinn?
Yeah, I think there's
Another one.
Djinn.
So, anyways, there it is. He's basically a guy who will grant you a wish, but usually it's like the monkey paw thing. Like the wish comes with fucking, it's like. I mean, I didn't see the Wishmaster or any of them. I know, horror poser over here. But I just remember seeing a clip where a guy was in prison. The Djinn offers him. He's like, "What do you want?" He goes, "I want to walk out of here." He's like, "Your wish is granted." And then he just makes him walk through the bars, liquefying him on the way out. Cool gore scene, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't really want to watch the rest of this movie. Like, I'm good. I can probably miss the.
I don't think this will be that. It'll be more like probably more psychological with a kid.
I'm thinking so too.
So I'm pretty excited. This is the level of schlock.
You're just like, I'm down.
I'm gonna eat this shit up. I'm gonna eat it.
You said psychological, and I'm glad you brought that up because I was actually going to say, well, I'm going to say that.
Because it's the kid angle where you're watching this kid get tortured and you don't want...
Well, there's a scene where you see there is a dark creature arm coming through the door trying to grab at him, but then it cuts to, you see a human arm, and you got to assume, like, that's his dad probably. So there's that scene, he's like, ah! And he's like, oh, it's his dad. And I'm just like, is this what's going to be then? Like, maybe the Djinn is real, but, like, the whole time he's going to make the kid question what's real, what's not. I just see it with... ending with the kid pull the gun out because we all know bullets work on demons, and he'll be like, "Screw you, Djinn!" Bam, 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 and then it cuts, and then his dad's like,
"Yeah,
son," and I'm just like, I don't know.
Maybe
I feel like I'm an asshole by just crapping on this movie, but this trailer was so boring. Like I was watching this just going.
Maybe when it cracks, when it's the loud bang that brings his hearing back.
That's what it is. He's like, "I'll grant your wish, but..." And then... bang!
Like,
oh my God.
It takes this crazy journey of being haunted by this Djinn. He makes his wish to get his hearing back. And then
that's how he gets it.
He doesn't like what he's hearing and everything. And
he will end in a mental institution because they're going to be like, he's too old to try as an adult, so they put him in an asylum where he's literally listening to people scream all around him. And it's like, there you go, buddy. You got your fucking wish.
Who knows? This will be interesting.
So, but
I'm gonna watch.
You're watching it, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not, unless if you're just like brilliant.
Wow.
Or if the horror. That's the thing. Like,
it'll probably come to Netflix.
Here's what I say: fuck Rotten Tomatoes, fuck critics, fuck the IMDb user rating, fuck box office reports, fuck all that shit. But when it comes to the horror community, that's when I take notice. When I hear a bunch of people who love the movies I love start buzzing, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I'll take it a little bit more seriously. I'm not saying it completely sways me. I'm just like, now it's going to be brilliant. No, I still go in with that level of skepticism. But
Wonderland isn't that great.
I haven't heard shit about it. You're right. There has not been one person.
Up until
I had to go to him just to ask, like, hey, how is this movie? You're just like, it's okay. It's just okay. So
stupid teenagers.
You watch the Djinn. You let me know what it's like.
I will.
We'll go from there. And then finally, the last movie coming out this month. It is A Quiet Place Part 2. And the basic premise there is, after the events of Part 1, we start to see that, as the family has to venture away from the house, it's not just the monsters that are possibly evil out there. I will say this. One, I really love A Quiet Place. I think it has a certain flaw to it, a couple flaws, but overall, very enjoyable movie, and I was happy to see it Part 2. Another one that we were literally going to watch that weekend, because this is like one of the first ones, like the big ones that got shut off. Like, nope, COVID's here, we're done, and it got yanked back to like August, and then it got yanked back even more. But anyway, we were going to watch it that weekend, and then it's just like, nope, your theater is now closed. So another one I was really disappointed that we didn't get to see. The one thing I really like about this trailer, and this is what I'm hearing from the synopsis and everything, is it has one of my favorite tropes in any post-apocalyptic movie. Whether it's zombies or a natural disaster or fucking nuclear holocaust, the one thing that is always the same is that whatever you're facing, and however evil or sinister that may be, it doesn't matter when it comes to the human element. The other humans who have survived are always much more evil. They're more despicable. They're usually rapists or cannibals or whatever the fuck. And I love movies where you see society break down, and furthermore, I love when you see humans turning against humans. For no other reason than just, I was a fucking loser in my old life, and now that in the apocalypse, I'm thriving, and now I'm just gonna rape and kill and do whatever I want because, And it looks like that's where we're going. They don't show that much here, but clearly, whenever Cillian Murphy, which I fucking love me some Cillian Murphy, when Cillian Murphy is just like, yeah, the people who survived aren't worth saving, and I'm just like, yeah, I hope that's what we get. We get a whole fucking bunker of people dressed up like they were in a Mad Max movie, and they're just going to be going crazy. And then you get also the added element of this is going to go Godfather 2, where it's not just a sequel. You get a little bit of prequel with it. You get to see the opening of the invasion and everything.
I hope to see John Krasinski again.
You will.
Just once.
Yeah, he's in it, so you'll see him. I think it's not the trailer I showed
trailer
you.
one.
Yeah, I'll say, it wasn't the trailer I showed you, but it's the one that was like pre-COVID they showed. Yeah. And yeah, he's there. So
I'm happy to see him again, because I
like me some Jim Halper. I'm here right now. Yeah. The only thing I wish he would do in one of these Quiet Place movies is when like the fucking monsters around, and then he just
make the face. He's got to make the face.
I just want to see it once.
Yeah, he probably will. He probably will in the second one.
I hope so.
It'll be like a.
I got your money. And now like the first movie is my statement, but here I'm just having fun. So.
Because why not have?
Because why not just.
Why not have fun?
So, Quiet Place 2, what's your thoughts on this? Or Quiet Place Part 2, sorry.
Excited, curious, hopefully it's good. It's funny that you say you like to see society break down. I actually like to see it break down, but the opposite, where it's like the very struggle, but like really intuitive or ingenuitive ways that they do things. Like where it's like
so almost like the rebuilding,
pulling, like with pulleys and stuff. I like seeing
living like really an Ewok crafty village kind of thing. Yeah,
I like seeing that level of society as it's building up. So maybe some of that kind of stuff too.
All right,
other than just
raping.
Yeah,
just rape.
I like to see it when things get tough. Everybody bands together like Independence Day.
Fair enough.
That's what I like that ending.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I've gotten too old for that.
One's more realistic.
Yeah, well,
maybe.
And I think that's what it is. Independence Day, I will still stand up and cheer. When he gives that fucking speech, I'm just like, USA, save the world, I'm in the jet. Dude, the president gets on the jet too, right? He's like, I belong in the sky. He's a president. We cut to the movie 2012, with John Cusack.
What movie?
And same thing. Everybody gets Danny Glover, President of the United States, is like, I'm not getting on the Ark. You don't need another old politician on there. Give this to someone who needs it. I'm like, fuck you. You did not say that. No one's doing that. He is literally pushing kids out of the way to get on there. And for whatever reason, maybe because I was older when I watched 2020 or 2012, and I'm more jaded, but I'm just like, no, I don't buy this. No buy it at all. When I was a kid, man, I ate that American Dream shit up. I ate that, world peace. We can come together. We have one.
Come together.
Right now. I'm for that, but no, not now. I'm too old for it now. But maybe this will be the one. Maybe this will be the one, Josh, that I'm just like, I'll shed that tear and be like, I've been thinking about this wrong the whole way.
You'll watch some like gore and you'll be like, that is what I wanted.
This is it the whole time.
I am here for that.
The baby gets torn apart inside the crate, and I'm just like, yeah, that's...
You know what?
I'm out. I'm walking away.
I honestly feel like if a movie dedicated its entire budget, its entire CGI budget, its entire actor budget, every bit of its
Krasinski's
budget...
getting a pay cut and everything.
...was just allocated to do dismemberment and gore. Like, really good gore
stuff.
And really good monsters. People would watch it.
Yeah.
Just because it'd be visually fun, and torture porn is, I'm sure, still relevant.
I think it is. I mean, the fact that Saul's coming back
Especially
is kind of...
if it looked good. It looked... The problem with the Saw franchise, I think, is there was points where it didn't look as good.
Yeah.
But it looks stellar from Jigsaw.
Well, see...
Jigsaw, I thought, looked amazing.
Yeah, Jigsaw looked amazing. I thought the first one looked really good. But the low budget really helped, I think.
Yeah,
and the fact
up
that
to a certain point, but it was like in that...
6 on up, maybe 7.
There's a certain range where the traps were getting a little bit ridiculous,
Convoluted.
like maybe 7, where It was a lot of CG.
Yeah. No, I
there
agree.
was still a lot of practical, but
Yeah.
like when they made practical the main,
Yeah.
that helped them.
So, but yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, Quiet Place 2. That's the last one in our batch for this month, and so we're both pretty pumped for it and everything else.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just ask you: have you watched any horror movies? This past month or so? Anything new come to mind? And you just feel like you got to talk about?
Ugh, new horror movies. I did watch a new movie. I don't think I'd classify it as a horror movie.
You know what? Fuck it. We got a half hour
Yeah, I don't
bullshit to
give a
fill,
shit.
so
This is-
throw it out there.
This is my half hour. You're as Spicoli would say, since it's you and me together, it's our time.
It's our time, exactly. Yes.
But I watched another Jodorowsky film
What'd you
because
watch?
I spread them out. I watched Endless Poetry,
Okay.
and that is the second film from Dance of Reality, I believe. The names, I always get them mixed up and I always get them wrong, but yeah. So I watched the second one of that series, and
Good stuff. Wow.
dude, he gets it in so many ways that I just don't. That's the main thing. His movies just make me so blown away.
Like I said, every major director talks about this guy, and like I said, Marilyn Manson's a huge fan, and so it's just like, how have I not seen it? You're right.
There's a lot of I say a lot of Jodorowsky influence into my movies, but I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I hope people see it or don't or do.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want.
Well, when I did Unspeakable Acts, there was a lot of little things that in my head I'm like, well, this is where I got that from. But then other people watch it, they probably didn't even get it. Like and I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. So
It's because I just love him. I think he does such a cool, different, less Western style.
yeah.
I hate seeing.
No, I agree. If you watch like a lot of Japanese cinema,
Yeah.
you can tell a big difference between watching, Japanese. It doesn't even have to be the ghost stuff. I mean, whenever I think about Japanese cinema, it's automatically just long-haired dead girls. But it's like, no, you watch any kind of crime movie. My God, I'm telling you right now, Takashi Miike. If you ever get a chance, hit him up. And look his shit up though first. Like, get the ones that people are talking about, because he also does a lot of like crap movies, and he's a guy who just loves to work. Like, he just doesn't care. He's like, give me a script, family movie, fuck it. But every now and then you'll get that audition or that one missed call or fucking Dead or Alive, and you're just like, fuck, that's it right there.
Talking non-Western storytelling though, like Studio Ghibli movies.
Mm-hmm.
If you've not given them a chance, or if like people haven't given them a chance, that's where I've been binging lately. Is just watching them, but slowly.
Now what's that exactly?
Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
The like Miyazaki films, the super anime, like
Okay, so we're anime.
Spirited Away.
Gotcha.
Princess Mononoke.
Yeah.
Those movies, and they're just visually beautiful, and just the storytelling is different. Like it's very peace oriented. There may be some violence, but it's always in a light that's kind of not shedding a positive light on the violence. The violence is never encouraged.
Not glorified or anything.
No, it's kind of like it's always looked at as silly or the wrong thing, even though it's sometimes really cool to look at on screen.
Oh yeah. I've seen both those you talked about. I honestly was not a fan, but I'm not a big anime guy.
Yeah, if you're not a fan of, and if you just gotta be in the right mindset for those types of movies too.
And I also feel like I watched them a long time ago, and
I think now
I've kind of grown as like what my tastes are and everything. So I don't know. Maybe cause that's another thing. I talked to someone the other day, and I was like, we were talking about some kind of new anime movie came out. They kept saying like, well, it reminds me of Spirited Away, and I'm just like, I wasn't big on Spirited Away. And they're like, well, when did you watch it? I was like, well, I was kind of stupid. I was a lot younger.
Maybe Akira would be good for someone like
see, that's another one I've always heard. It's like a
more
classic,
action oriented, and it's like.
See, that's what I'm trying to find.
So visually,
I wish
cool.
I could find like that anime that would suit me, because I just feel like there's
see
stuff out there, but I just feel like I don't know. I want something that's going to be brutal, but also tells a great story. Like, I don't know. I have
Death Note.
Death Note.
Death Note is probably one of the greatest stories / some good kills, some good visual styling, everything. Death Note's full package.
Gotcha.
And it's contained to like 32 episodes or something.
That's good. I just know my cousin got into like, what was it? It wasn't Dragon Ball. It was something though. And it was like 300 episodes. And I'm just like, how the fuck? And he goes, well, the main story is like this episode, because then there's a lot of side. I'm like,
they
fuck
skip
the
the
stuff.
filler, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, get rid of that filler.
Why is the filler in it? I don't like a series with filler.
No, I don't like any show. I mean, that's live action too. You get that. That's why I hated Lost. I felt like Lost had so much filler in it that I was just like, get back to the goddamn island. I don't give a fuck about this dude and what he was doing before. I don't care if it's character development or not. Go fuck yourself. So, well, the only movie I can think of that I watched that you said you saw as well and didn't like it was Wrong Turn, the new Wrong Turn movie, and it really was just get your, I don't know. It's like, and I mentioned this before, and you made a good point because I said, well. You know what? We'll talk about that next time. I feel like, you know what? 30 minutes of bullshit is up.
30 minutes of bullshit.
So, guys, I've been Daniel.
I'm Josh.
And we will catch you next month. Later.